Hey, I'm Mark. You probably know me as the guy who started Facebook, but before the hoodies and the boardrooms, I was just a kid in Dobbs Ferry, New York, who was obsessed with how things worked. My dad was a dentist. They called him the painless Dr. Z. My mom was a psychiatrist. We had a pretty normal suburban life, but I was always looking for a way to connect people. Back in the 90s, when I was about 12, I built a messaging system called ZuckNet using Atari Basic. It linked the computers in our house to my dad's dental office. Looking back, I guess that was the first social network I ever built. I wasn't just a tech nerd, though. I love the classics: fencing, Latin, and epic poems like the Aeneid. There's something about the way empires are built that always fascinated me. By the time I got to Harvard in 2002, I was already that guy who built things. I created Course Match to help students pick classes based on who else was in them. Then came FaceMash. I'll be honest, FaceMash was a mistake. I hacked the school's databases to compare student photos. It went viral instantly, but it also got me in a lot of trouble with the administration. However, it proved one thing. People have an intense, almost primal desire to see what's going on in the lives of the people around them. On February 4th, 2004, from my dorm room in Kirkland House, I launched the Facebook.com. Within 24 hours, we had over 1,000 people signed up. I remember telling my friends, "This is cool, but someone is going to build a version of this for the whole world." I didn't realize at the time that I was going to be that someone. That summer, everything changed. My friends and I moved to Palo Alto, California. We lived in a hacker house. No furniture, just computers, servers, and cheap beer. We were living the dream. I met Sean Parker, the guy who co-founded Napster. He saw the vision immediately. He told me, "Drop just Facebook." I never went back to Harvard. I was 19 years old, and I was the CEO of a company that was exploding. We weren't just a college site anymore. We were opening up to high schools, then companies, and finally, in 2006, to anyone with an email address. The Open Graph was born. Growth wasn't always easy. People think it was all parties and coding, but there were massive legal battles, the Winklevoss twins, Eduardo Saverin. It was a messy time. Then came the buyout offers. Yahoo offered us $1 billion in 2006. My board wanted me to sell. My investors wanted me to sell. But I believed in what we were building. I said no. People thought I was crazy, a kid who didn't know the value of money. But I knew the value of the network. In 2012, we went public. It was one of the most stressful times of my life. Our stock price tanked initially, and the world was moving to mobile phones while we were still focused on desktop computers. We had to pivot, and fast. I told the team, "If you come to me with a feature that isn't for mobile, I'm not even going to look at it." We bought Instagram. We bought WhatsApp. We were building an ecosystem where people could communicate in every possible way. The last decade has been a roller coaster. From the Cambridge Analytica scandal to testimony in front of Congress, I've had to grow up in front of the world. I've learned that when you build tools that billions of people use, you have a social responsibility that goes far beyond code. I'm a father now. I have kids. I think a lot more about the legacy I'm leaving behind. That's why we started the Zuckerberg initiative to help cure diseases. And that's why we rebranded to Meta. I believe the next frontier isn't just looking at a screen. It's being inside the internet. The metaverse. People laugh at it now, just like they laughed at a college kid building a social directory in 2004. But I've always played the long game. If there's one thing I want you to take away from my story, it's this: the world belongs to the people who are willing to.